Get ready, Staten Island.
Tonight, the Ferry Hawks host the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars with first pitch at 6:30. Thursday, it's a doubleheader starting at 4 p.m. with Jewish Heritage Night. As for this game, the Ferry Hawks will play as the Staten Island Menches. Friday at 7 p.m., it's soccer night and kids glow around the bases postgame. Saturday at 6:30, it's Broadway night with postgame fireworks and Broadway rave. Sunday at 1:30, it's Military Appreciation Day and the kids run around the bases.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around. This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Do anything to gain control of the U.S. Senate. That's what Democrats are doing as it relates to the key race in Maine. Susan Collins up against Graham Plattner, and we all know his many scandals, from the Nazi tattoo to the sex scandals, on and on and on, mistreatment of women, on and on and on. I want you to listen to this classic case of how Democrats are trying to spin away the fact that they're willing to overlook anything and everything. This is from neighboring New York in terms of Connecticut Senator Chris Coons on his support for Mr. Plattner.
He said there's nothing out there that's actually concerning. My question to you is his definition of concerning the same as yours? He had a tattoo, which, is a Nazi tattoo. A Totenkopf there has definite Nazi symbolism. The New York Times and the Wall Street Journal reported there was physically violent toward an ex-girlfriend. There were all the posts he made. He says that's not concerning. Is that the same view of concerning that you have?
Well, John, that's a judgment the voters of Maine will ultimately make. But of course, I have concerns about his tattoo and the story about whether he knew what it meant or not and when, and concerns about the allegations. Democrats have held our candidates and our colleagues to high standards, particularly when it comes to any allegations of sexual assault. But I also respect the fact that the voters of Maine, like most states, did not like national party leaders coming in and anointing one candidate over another.
And so there you have a classic absolute reversal of ethics, rule of law. Democrats just don't care right now, as long as they win. Let's go back to your telephone calls. We see them all. If you're having a hard time getting through, folks, then just wait a second or two and then hit redial, and perhaps one of these lines will clear up. Let's go to Rob in Maryland, line 1. Good morning, Rob. What's on your mind?
Yeah, good morning, Dominic. I just wanted to get right to the point about the Carmelo Anthony, the boy that stabbed the other
yes.
high school student. What are your thoughts? This may be inappropriate, but I was thinking, what are your thoughts about down the road, maybe President Trump could give commute some of his sentence if this actually goes through, to help maybe possibly help this I know he's 19 now, but maybe some type of redemption where he could possibly maybe get his life straightened out, or what? You think that would be inappropriate for the family, the other side?
I think it's inappropriate. It's not fair to the family of Austin Metcalf. It's not fair to the entire black community, where folks are going to have to learn responsibility. I think it would send absolutely the wrong signal in this case. But Rob, more importantly, what do you think should happen?
Well, what I was thinking real quick was, there was something going on with him, Carmelo Anthony, there's something going on. Something's not right, for him to stab, Austin, Metcalf like that. I don't get it. It must have been some deep anger in his heart. You know what I mean? To do
yes.
something like that. And to me, I'm thinking, is that like borderline something mental issues or what?
Right.
And that's why I suggested that.
So while he's in the penal system, let him get all the help and counseling that he needs. Who knows with President Trump? He may decide that's the best thing to do. To me, politically, it's not a win-win. And President Trump does things that's oftentimes are not for political purposes. But I just think it would send every wrong message. These kids, black, white, whatever, they have got to learn responsibility and accountability.
Yes.
They have got to learn you can't just get mad and stab somebody in the chest. You can't get mad because a man on a bus in the Bronx, New York says, "Can you please turn down your cell phone?" and you pull out a gun and fatally shoot him. It happened just days ago. Something has to give, Rob. And I talk about this all the time. How do we get out of this mess that we're in? And you know what, Rob, before I move on, you tell me, how do we get out of this mess with young people?
I don't know. It goes back to their parenting, the parents, the mother and father.
It always goes back to the parents.
Yeah.
It always goes back.
Just one last quick thing about they're going to appeal. They're appealing the ruling, right? Do you think that's
they're appealing. Ooh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you think that's going to have any kind of, think something's going to come of that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely. It's going to fail on merit. Absolutely not. You don't think in a case like this that the prosecutors and the state dotted every I, crossed every T? Come on. It's not going to happen. They're just reaching for straws. What they should have did was begged prosecutors for a deal and got 10 to 15 years in prison and, and consider yourself lucky. Go ahead.
Why didn't the family do that? Why did they let it? Why didn't they do that?
I can't answer my honest answer because it would get me in trouble. Ignorance. I can't say what I would know. If we were not on the air, I would say ignorant people. Yeah. I can't go into the full. It's ignorance. It's believing that he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, they really believe.
I heard you the other night saying that. Yeah, I agreed with what you were saying.
They really believe that he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. So,
well, I'm afraid. Real quick, last thing. I'm afraid the family's going to use that, for some type of try to get out of this. Hey,
the family can try. They can try anything they want to. It's not. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Thank you for the call. Against my better judgment, let me go now to Greg in Michigan. Let's see what he has to say. Line 3, Greg. What's on your mind?
Dominic, Mr. Positive, you're spot on about Carmelo Anthony and the situation in this world, and it's social media also. But here's the thing: you want me to be direct? Trump does not know what the hell he's doing in Iran. He's screwing up. This is going to define his tenure as president, 47th president. He knows nothing. He doesn't know how to get out of this.
Greg, how do you know? Wait, Greg. Who made you the expert on Iran?
I'm the expert. You can notice it. You can see it. He doesn't know. He can't stop a ceasefire. He can't stop Israel from fighting, Iran from fighting.
So Greg, if this were easy, if this were easy, why hasn't Obama solved it? Why didn't Biden solve it?
What do you mean Obama solved it? If Trump goes in and does this and he doesn't have a backup plan, he doesn't have an exit strategy, he does it because we're the most powerful military in the world and he thinks he can get away with doing whatever he wants because we have the most powerful military. Boom, shakalaka.
Okay, Greg, didn't I ask you not to use that term ever again with me on the air? Okay, so now, Greg, you're banned for the next month from calling the show. See, folks, I'm the damn fool. Against my better judgment, I said just earlier this week I was not going to take his call for a while. I got a million calls, but I took his call because I believe in letting opposition speak. I've asked him repeatedly to never again say that boom shakalaka nonsense that he does. And he did it anyway. So now for the next month, you can call 1,000,001 times. You will not get on this program. Today is June 11th. You will not be on my 3 o'clock program or my midnight program until at least July 11th. And you got one more time and you'll be banned for life. There are 2 or 3 other people that are in that position. You are on that borderline, Greg, simply because you want to keep violating the rules that I don't care if you disagree with Trump. I know you don't know what you're talking about. The audience knows that you don't know what you're talking about. Why do you think I take your call? I let you hang yourself. I let you make your silly arguments so that the public can dissect it and see that the opposition does not know what it is talking about. But now it is time to move on. Let's see here. Let's go to Tom, New Jersey, line 1. What's on your mind, Tom?
All right, good morning. I would like to put this Carmelo thing into perspective.
Okay.
Number one, race should have never been injected into this. It has been because the way the mother is treating it with the way what she did with the money. And the thing is, if the whole city was black, the whole area was black, well, then she couldn't play the race card. It is what it is.
Well,
you understand?
If the whole area was black, nobody would care at all. It would just be another. It would just be another dead black person. As simple as that.
No. But what I'm trying to say is that she couldn't play the race card, and it should have never been played. So now.
Well, you can't stop them. Hold on, Tom. Hold on. You can't stop them from playing the race card. What else were they going to say?
All right. Well, you see, the thing is, even if the whole jury was black, then what? What is she going to say then? It is what it is. The act is the act, and no matter how black or white you make it, it doesn't matter. The act is the act, and that's what should be focused on, not this race business.
Well, she's getting paid. That's the bottom line. She's making money.
See, but how?
Tom, you could say it to you blue in the face. Her perspective is not going to change. They're going to hang on to this for life. That he's in prison. Tom, I listened enough. She's going to hang on to this forever. That he's in prison because he's black. You could talk to you blue in the face.
She wasn't raised right either. That's why.
Tom, tell us something we don't know. Thank you for the call.
God.
Let's go to Bill, line 3 in Ohio. Bill, what's on your mind?
Yes, Dominic, I would send Carmelo and make a deal, not to prison, but he has to spend his life in Liberia, Africa, or he can live in Somalia, and he can never come back. And if he thinks this country's so bad, go over there. There's no food stamps. There's no free housing. There's no race baiting. And if he says okay, then he'll see what that's like to live over there. What do you think, Dom?
I think that's a waste of air, to be honest with you, because it's not realistic, Bill. You're entitled to your opinion, but you can't even get him. It's a state crime. He can't even serve time federally. So you're talking about Somalia or somewhere else. It's something that's never going to happen.
The country that was developed for.
Okay, Bill, thank you for the call. Let's go to Robert, line 4 in North Carolina. Good morning, Robert. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Dominic. Kathy Hochul, the legislature, and state senate are endangering the health, welfare of every person in New York State with this sanctuary state and city garbage,
which
isn't legal.
I don't know if it's legal. This goes back to Ed Koch's administration, so it's legal. I mean, why do you say it's not legal? Because some idiot talk show host tells you that it's not legal, that doesn't make it so.
It denies people their right to the protection of federal law.
No, I hear you. And I wish that it weren't the case, but this has been passed by legislatures, locally, by mayors in different cities. So it's legal. And anybody that says different, frankly, don't know what they're talking about. No disrespect, Robert. But it's legal. Now the question is, what do we do about this? And so, I just wish that there was a way that we could just do away with this nonsense. And I agree wholeheartedly and 1,000% with President Trump sending in Ice Baby. Thank you for the call, Robert. Carlos in New Jersey, line 5. What's going on, Carlos?
Yes, Carmelo Anthony. They got the verdict right. It was murder. But I'm disappointed in the judge. I don't know why the judge did not give him, life in prison.
Well, the jury decides that, and the jury didn't decide on life in prison. I don't have a problem with 35 years. He's 19 now, so he'll be, assuming he did, but he's not going to do the full time. But assuming that he did, it would put him at what? He'd get out almost 50 years old, something like that. The young man has to pay for this. That's the bottom line at the end of the day.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?